welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. We're featuring Luna today. She wanted to be involved so bad. But yeah, we are still going with this thing. A lot of times when I start a new project and it's really time consuming and there's a lot of work, I just give up. But we are not giving up on this. I love doing it. It is so much fun. However, we're not really good at the editing yet, but I feel like that's fine and that'll take time. The most important thing is the messages that I'm putting out there, not really the little edits. So let's get on with it. Who else is in their 20s and is like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? What is going on? Because same. Most of us in our 20s have this uncertainty of where we're going with our lives, and we have this pressure to have our lives basically planned out by a young age. Like, they expect us to know this starting college. We don't. We scroll through social media and it seems like everyone has their dream job, a perfect relationship, a nice family, and a clear sense of purpose. But the reality of it is, most of us are just trying to figure it the fuck out. I like to think of my 20s as a transitioning phase. We spent our entire childhood and our teens very excited to grow up and just wanting to be an adult. We did not appreciate the beauty of being a kid. We just didn't want to listen to our parents anymore. We wanted to do whatever we want. But now, we face the reality of it. Our 20s is that transitioning phase from our childhood to the rest of our lives. So it's totally okay if you don't know what you want to do with your life just yet. This is the perfect time to figure it out. Don't feel discouraged just because it looks like some people have their lives together and you don't know yet. That's okay. You're only in your 20s. Whatever. Even if you're in your 30s, it's fine. Let me tell you, it is perfectly fine to not have it all together. Your 20s is the time for exploration and self-discovery and embracing the unknown. There are so many career choices, so many journeys, so many paths. A lot of careers we would never even have guessed existed. You gotta find that out. Today, I just want to talk about the beauty of being on different paths and exploring and starting your new journey from childhood, teen, to adult. First off, let's discuss the elephant in the room, which I like to call the comparison game. We have all been there. We're all scrolling through social media, seeing friends get promotions, getting engaged, having babies, traveling the world, or partying. It is really easy to feel left behind, but remember, social media is just a highlight reel. It is not the full story. Social media is a great tool because it allows you to show the exciting parts of your life. Many people only post the positive, not the ugly. We need to remind ourselves that what we see on social media is only a teeny tiny bit of someone's life. Behind all of those photos and videos and stories are challenging moments that don't make it to the feed. For example, I failed my real estate test 3 times before I passed. Did I post every single time I failed? No. I posted when I passed though and signed with a brokerage. I didn't post those negative things. That didn't make it to the feed. But passing did. Comparing ourselves to somebody's highlights can have us feel really upset about our own progress and our own journey and make us feel like we're not doing enough. When in reality, we are. We just don't see the entire journey of someone else's life. Sometimes social media can be a little bit discouraging just because we're seeing these 20-year-old kids buying multi-million-dollar mansions, Lamborghinis, traveling every other month, buying all the luxurious things. But we need to remember that is not the norm. That is not the average person. We just see it all the time because social media just flashes it in our face. And that's interesting content. We like to see it. But sometimes we let that discourage us a little bit. Not being a hater, but it's a lot easier when you grew up in wealth. It's easier for a come up that way. Just wanted to emphasize that it's not the average human being, and we shouldn't let that discourage us from reality. Again, not being a hater, good for them, but that is not the average person. So just because we see that on social media, you shouldn't feel like that's where you gotta be. You don't have to do that. That is not normal. Every other person doesn't have a Lamborghini. Every other person doesn't have a mansion. So it's okay if you don't. But I get how it's discouraging because these kids are like 20, but still, it's not the average 20-year-old. Social media shows us a very unrealistic meaning of success. From what we're seeing on social media and how the younger generation sees success is thinking that you have to be driving a Ferrari everywhere. Just because their favorite YouTubers and TikTokers have all these luxurious things. They make you think that's what you need to have in order to call yourself successful. The constant exposure to these false norms can have us feeling like we're inadequate and we don't appreciate the meaningful changes in our own lives. We really need to think realistic. Let's talk about me for a second. I grew up feeling like I had to go to college to get a good career because that is what my family embedded in my head. They were constantly saying, in order to have a good career, you gotta go to college, you gotta have a 4-year degree to make sure you're successful. And I really believed that. And I saw myself trying out a bunch of different jobs. I originally went to college because I wanted to be a lawyer. So I studied psychology and legal studies. And then I worked at a law firm. It was an internship type of job. I did not like it in the slightest. I was under the impression that being a lawyer, you were always in court, fighting cases. That was only like 10%. It was mostly desk work, just sitting there reading and reading and reading and reading. Phone call. Reading and reading and reading and reading. Phone call. No. I do not like that. I need some action in my life. I have to get up and go. I cannot sit still. That's just not my personality. If you can, then that's perfect for you. I can't. So I saw myself trying out different things. I ended up trying out being a personal trainer. Didn't like that because no one listened to me and it was really, really frustrating. I tried TV. I went on a reality show. That was fun. I actually really did enjoy that, but it's not like a long-term career. That was just for the moment and experience. I've tried out modeling. They are mean to you in modeling, so I didn't love that either. And I also was a spicy model. That was cool. I didn't mind it, but it does mess with your mindset a little bit. So that also came to an end. And now I am in real estate, which I love so far, but I still don't really know the path that I'm heading down. I'm trying different things, seeing what I love. What I love so far is creating content and real estate. I love the business. So hopefully that's my long-term thing, but I'm still just figuring it out. I'm only 25. If it doesn't work out for me, I have time to make a change. There's no rush. Back in our parents' and our grandparents' generation, they followed more of a traditional path, being education, career, marriage, have babies, all by the time they're like 25, which saying that out loud sounds absolutely insane because I'm 25 and I have none of those things. Things have definitely took a shift. Yeah, I went to college. Yeah, I got my degree. However, I don't think I'm actually going to use my degree because that's not my interest anymore. I was 17 when I had to pick a major and I just went through it. I don't want to go back to school. I just have no interest in what my degree is in. I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to do anything with law right now. And I honestly can't see myself working a traditional job because I get bored so easily and I don't think I could handle that. I can't handle being told what to do. It's so bad, but I cannot have a job where people are telling me what to do because I will go bonkers. Yes, maybe I'm stubborn, whatever. But at least I learned that about myself and I'm aware of that. Your 20s is about learning, finding out what you can and can't handle, and then you can make a decision on where you want to go. We're just all figuring it out here. We're going to talk about FOMO again, the fear of missing out. We see our friends taking different paths and we wonder if we're making the right choices because we're not doing the same thing as them. I felt so lost seeing everyone do their own thing. Some of my friends are having children and I'm like, oh, should I have a baby? Or my friends are in a relationship. I'm like, oh my God, should I download Hinge? No, I don't need to do that. It's just I feel the fear of missing out. I moved back and forth from different cities. I moved to LA from Jersey multiple times And anytime I see my LA friends posting things and I'm not there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing things without me. I need to go back because I miss it. But then when I'm out there and I see my friends from Jersey posting things without me, I'm like, oh my God, I miss Jersey. I want to be with my friends. I need to move back home. It's not that I need to be in one place or the other. I just have this fear that I'm missing out on something. When in reality, you're not missing out on anything. You can take a vacation to wherever you want to go. You don't need to live there to go see your friends. Just make a trip out of it. Stop moving from city to city to city. I need to sit still. I've moved every single year since I moved out of my mom's house. Every single year. I've never renewed a lease. I need to stop that because I would love to buy a house one day. But if I can't figure out where the fuck to sit my ass still, I can't. What I'm starting to realize is everyone's journey is unique. There is no right or wrong way to navigate your 20s. Some of us may prioritize our careers, while others prioritize building a family. Some may prioritize personal growth, while others prioritize going out all the time. The key is to honor your own timeline. There is no right or wrong way to do life. You have the power to make that decision, which is what is so exciting about it. Everything is all in your control. You may often think to yourself, which is what I used to think too, is how do you cope with this uncertainty? It's very stressful. I get it. You need to learn how to cope with it. It is important to have self-compassion and embrace the process of self-discovery. You need to be open to new experiences and finding that journey and acknowledging that not having everything all figured out is an opportunity for growth. It's not a failure. So stop seeing the unknown as a failure. You didn't fail at anything. You only fail at something if you give up. So keep pushing, keep trying, figure out your wants, your needs, your desires, and that's your journey. If you want to travel the world and not have a career path yet, that is okay. Go travel the world, go backpack. If you want to make videos like me, make your videos. Don't be afraid to post them. Or if you want to work a desk job, work that desk job. It doesn't matter. We all have our own thing. That's what makes it you. Your journey is not based off of somebody else's. Just because you see your friends posting certain stuff online doesn't mean that has to discourage you and make you feel like you need to be there too, because you don't. Before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this. Embrace the uncertainty. Celebrate all the differences in your paths and trust that your journey is uniquely yours. It is okay to not have it all figured out in your 20s, even your 30s. It is totally fine. You will figure it out. Remember, that is the beauty of life. We are all on different timelines. We shouldn't let what we see online make us think that we are not doing enough, because we are doing plenty. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps you stop feeling down because of everything you see on social media and you don't really know where you're going yet. It's okay. None of us do. So don't be discouraged about anything you see online. Keep that in mind. What you see online is not the reality. It's just a little highlight reel. So once you keep that in your mind, you're not going to feel as upset when you see things online. See you next week.